Hey y'all, what is up? It is Victoria Marie and today I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be all about sorry if I'm looking to the side, my viewfinder's right there. But today's video is going to be all about financial wellness, financial planning, and how you should plan your finances, especially if you're a young person. I remember being 17, 18, trying to figure out like how should I plan for the future? How do I save money? What should I invest in if I don't want to work until I'm freaking 80? You know, what do I have to do in order to set myself up to be successful in the future? No one had a guideline for me. No one had good advice for me in order for me to begin to plan out my life. And so I had to do a lot of research on YouTube, go ahead onto the internet and try to figure out everything that I needed to do in order to get the life that I wanted and to begin investing and planning. And so I just want to have one spot, one area for my people or for anyone who was in my spot that they could come to and find all the information that they need. So that's what this video is going to be. And so with all of that said and all the disclaimers I could possibly give, I've been investing for about 2 years now, and here are all the things I wish someone told me 2-3 years ago before I started putting my money into things. So while you're on this financial journey, the most important thing is feeling your investments and feeling your accounts, and you can only do that by having a consistent income coming in. And this is just to make sure that you're steadily and consistently contributing to your account so that you can actually see the money grow the way you want it to. The first thing is to know that it's important to do all of your research. Do all your research yourself and make sure you're 1000% into the plan before you start to put your money into anything. Don't just listen to one person. Don't just listen to me or the random dude on Instagram that on the reels or whatever that's telling you to put your money into something. You want to do all your research, take months, take a year or so to figure out everything and figure out your plan before you start to just dump your money into things. I'm going to give you as much good advice as I possibly can, but you got to double check everybody that you hear and everyone that you're listening to make sure that you're going to be getting the best financial advice for you and your plans. You don't want to have to regret anything in the future, so just make sure you're really taking your time and building that solid plan for yourself. The second thing, and one of the most important things, is especially if you're 18, is to get a credit card. I know you hear bad things on the internet about getting into thousands and thousands of dollars of debt, but a credit card is an amazing tool that you will need in the future, especially if you live in the US and capitalism, everything like that. You need to be building your credit from a young age in order to not have to pay thousands and loans and interest and everything like that. It really does give you an upper hand so that you don't end up in debt in the future. So make sure you do your research on credit cards that you think will be good for your needs. There's ones for students, there's ones for beginners. I'll give you a few suggestions of what I think are the best credit cards and the ones that I chose when I was starting off, and you can go from there and decide which one you need to get. But make sure you do get one young and early so that you can start building that credit so that you will be a more preferred customer when it comes to, you know, cheaper loan rates, mortgages, all of that. So the cards that I really focus on getting are the ones that are going to give me the most cash back rewards, gift card. I like to make sure I get a gift card, and just like one to Target, one to Sephora, gas cards, as really going to be a part of cutting down my expenses, because I know I'm going to spend X amount of money on bills and everything like that, so I might as well be getting $25 off my gas if I'm gonna have to pay for it anyways. So American Express is my first go-to choice. I just got that one, but I guess or 4% when I use it for like groceries. It gives you $120 in Uber cash credits for like Uber Eats or taking Ubers, and $120 in dining credits to certain restaurants. So it's just a really good card to get. It does have an annual fee of about $250, but it is worth it when you think about all the benefits that you're getting. A more beginner card would be the Discover Cashback card. That one's pretty good, and it'll give you a match after the end of your first year of all the cash back you got throughout the entire year. So they just double it and they give it to you, and that was really nice. And then I have my American Express USAA card, and that one just was with the bank that I had. It was one of my very first cards. I have USAA as my banking, and so I saw that they had a credit card. I got it, and they also do, you know, cashback credits. But I go American Express, Discover, USAA, and then I have an Atlantic Union card. Don't get the credit union cards. I hate them, but do you? As I was learning about credit cards, I didn't really understand going and getting the one with the highest cash backs or rewards. I was just getting the ones that I could get. So I would just look out for that so you don't end up like me. Like I said, I have the Atlantic Union card, which is a credit union card that gives me no cash back. It does nothing for me. The app is hard to get into. It's just terrible. and I'm stuck with it. Because if you cancel your credit cards, you lower your score because you're erasing history and credit usage. So you don't want to ever like cancel a card or do anything like that. You're kind of just stuck with it. So I just use my cards that give me the most cash back first. So, you know, like I said, American Express, then I'll go Discover, then I go USAA, and then I'll do Atlantic Union. I have that one on auto pay, and it just has my Canva subscription on there, which is like $10, just so I can keep the utilization on it up. My next big thing, especially for us young people, because we could just be easily persuaded, don't get cards from specific stores like Claire's. We don't go to Claire's, but like Aeropostale, Hollister, you know, just getting a Walmart card or just getting a card that's specific to a store is very detrimental to you because you forget about them. You open up too many cards, it could just be bad. So instead of doing that, just get 2 to 3 big name cards like the ones I suggested, and just stick to those and making sure you're checking them daily. I connected all of my cards onto one of my bank accounts, my main bank account, so I see all the income that I have coming in and also all the debt that I have to pay off all in one area, instead of going through 6 different apps and trying to figure out, okay, I need to pay this one, I need to pay this one, is that the statement balance or when is that due? Everything's right there. I pay them all off at the same time and everything is taken care of. So if you already have your credit cards and you already know about the cash back and all of the rewards, make sure you actually take the time one day to go through your apps and see all of the perks that they're giving you. Because I recently went through my credit card apps and noticed that I could have been getting, you know, gift cards instead of doing statement cash back, or, you know, getting money off my statements. I'd be getting more money if I just took the gift card, or, you know, you get discounts off hotels or flights and stuff like that. So just take time to go through your credit card apps and understand the perks of being a member with that card. Okay, and the next thing is to save up 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. You might have heard this word being tossed around on Instagram, but this is just cash that you keep liquid or just available in a high yield savings account, and it's just money that will be backup in case anything in life were to happen, you know, where you have to call to work for a while or do anything. You'll have this backup amount that you know is going to be there. You don't invest this money, you don't do anything with it, you just put it in the high yield savings account and you leave it alone. Speaking of that, a high yield savings account will be something that is typically, for me, from the credit union. I go to look at credit unions because they have really good interest rates when it comes to those, and it's just money. You get more money for the money you put in the account, compared to your bigger bank names. You'll be getting like 3 to 4% for leaving your money in the account versus only getting like pennies for keeping in a regular savings account. So I definitely look into switching over. If you go online, there's a lot of online banking things that you could do now, and like Capital One, or they have really good high interest rates. All right, so you've set up your consistent income source, you got your credit card, you got your 3 to 6 months of emergency fund set up, and so now it's time to really start tackling the big financial things that could be holding you back from reaching your goals. The main one being debt. If you have any student loans or a loan on your car, or, you know, anything but a mortgage, you need to start chomping away at that and getting that cleared before you think about investing into anything. Because when you think about it, you're getting 7 to 8% interest rates on your car loan or on your student loans, and then you're making about 7-8% in the market. You're not really chomping away at all of the investment gains that you've been making. You just might as well pay off that debt, have it gone and off your record and no longer being over your head, and then you could go ahead and start investing and start reaping the gains of your investments. That is the better way to go. And, you know, when it comes to looking at debt can be a useful tool, but just make sure you're looking at the interest rates and not just at the monthly payments. That one thing I learned while I've been looking to get a car is, don't ever answer how much you're willing to spend each month. Look at the overall cost of the car and look at how much the interest rates are going to add to being on that vehicle. Also, as an insurance agent, I know about the warranties they try to add onto your vehicles, but they try to be very specific with what they'll actually cover for you. So I would, you know, maybe skip over that and try to just get good insurance on your vehicle instead of trying to take the warranty, because you really won't be able to use it. They try to be very specific with the wording that they give you. So yeah, make sure you're looking at interest rates for everything before you go on and take on any debt. So while we're speaking of cars, make sure that you're not doing any big financial purchases while you're really trying to plan your financial future. You don't need the newest $30,000, $20,000 car. What you really need is something that's economical, good on gas, and going to get you from point A to point B. The car note bill is not going to get you to your financial goals, so cut back on everything. Try to pay in full if you can, and get that out the way. It's time to make your money start to work for you. So first place I would check is go to your HR department and set up your 401k if they offer it. Do as much as you can. Most places will offer a match, and you'll be able to do like 6% of your check go to your 401k, and they'll match that 6%, and boom, there you go, you're getting free money. So make sure you check that first and see how much you'd be able to benefit from your 401k. Definitely do that, because the US is taking away your pensions and they're taking away the Social Security, so make sure you're investing in your future self. And so with your 401k, that is money that is that comes out pre-tax, so you're not being taxed on that money yet. You'll get taxed in the future, so it's just a lot more money that you'd be getting by getting money from your company and getting it put in there pre-tax and just putting it away for your future self. It'll be very beneficial for you, I promise. Just do it. Check with your HR company and see if they have that available for you. And so the next retirement account that I have set up is a Roth IRA. So you could put in up to $6,500 max into this account, and it's another retirement account, like I said. And so this money will go in pre-tax, so you just set it up with a with an investing or a brokerage company. So mine is Schwab, but you could use like Vanguard, or you could go, there's plenty other brokerages that you could work with. But you just set up your account, you set up a Roth IRA, and you put money into it. Since it's money that was taxed, this money will grow tax-free until you're 54 and a half, I believe, and then you're able to take it out without any penalties. The good part about this account is that you could take out any contributions. You just can't take out any gains that you've made on the money. You have to remember to invest the money once you put it into the account. And I can make a separate video on what to look into for investing, but you know, just pick index funds, mutual funds, look into all of that. There's plenty of great videos online that'll teach you about what all of those things are. Your brokerage account, set up your Roth IRA, put money into your Roth IRA, and pick investments to put them in, and that's what's going to create your money to grow. What I did was, I thought you just put money into the Roth IRA and that was it. The Roth IRA was going to help you build your money. No. For your 401k, for your Roth IRA, you have to actually invest the money in order to see the high gains, or else it's just like a savings account that you're putting your money into. And like I said, for this Roth IRA account, you could take out the contributions, and I recommended that you do that, but you won't be penalized. For your 401k, you will be penalized 10% if you take out the money before you're 54 and a half. So just be aware, and that's why I have both those accounts, because they're different and they advantage you in both ways, just to cover yourself on all ends, because you never know where you'll be in the future. Next account that I have is a individual brokerage account. With that, I just invest into index funds and mutual funds. Index funds are basically something that you track a certain sector of the market, so like the real estate market, or you track the top 500 companies, or you'll track, you know, the tech market, something like that. It's a big group of companies, and you're buying a piece of that. So you're kind of spreading the risk. Instead of buying like just Apple or just Target, you buy the entire sector. And so if one goes down or one's doing bad, your entire investment isn't going down with it. So especially as a beginner, look into just investing in index funds. Like I said, I'll create a video on good index funds to invest in. I just honestly, I recently just switched to a robo-advisor, and I started making way more money off my investments by just telling it what I wanted it to do, and it just does it automatically for me. That was a really helpful thing. So I honestly just recommend, if you're able to, getting a robo-advisor and putting it on your account and just allowing it to rebalance your account, and so you don't even have to worry about what you need to invest in. Just let the technology do it. And compare that 7 to 8% to the 3 to 4% for a high yield savings account, and the like 2% that a regular savings account gives you. That's freaking tripling or quadrupling the money that you could be making off of the money you already have. So it's a really good investment. And so the last tip I have before I go more personally into what I personally do with my accounts is, if you have a larger savings, like over about 10,000 in savings, or any that you're not really sure what you're going to do with that money, and you don't want to throw all of it into the market, I definitely understand that. What I would do is set up my 401k, automatically have money going there, max out my Roth IRA to the 6,500 that you can, and then the rest of that money what do is put it into a CD. A CD basically locks up your money, but it gives you a really high interest rate, about 4 to 5%, and you know you're going to have a guaranteed amount made off of that money in the future. So for the one I have, it's at 5%, I believe, and I'm getting my money back in 11 months. So it's locked up. I can't touch it. I can't do anything with it, but in 11 months having there is going to be compounding at 5%, and then I'll get it back at the end of the year. But just be aware that a CD is going to be taxed when you do take your money out. Any money that you earn in this country is going to be taxed. We all know this. Just as a recap and just to go over my specific portfolio, what I do is I put 6% of my paycheck automatically goes to my 401k pre-tax, and I get a 6% match from the company that I work for. And the next thing I do is max out my Roth IRA every year. That's $6,500 automatically being invested into my Roth IRA. You have to make sure you actually invest the money. Don't be like me and let it sit in the account and just have a random savings account somewhere. Make sure you actually invest the money into index and mutual funds. And the method I use to reach that 6,500 is that I put $75 a week and dollar cost average it into my account, so that as the market fluctuates, I'm just kind of feeding it in instead of just putting, you know, $300 a month one day. It's $75 a week throughout the month, just in case, you know, I could catch it when it's low, I could catch it when it's high, and I'm kind of just balancing myself out like that. And then throughout the month, if I have any extra money, I put more in there so I can reach that $6,500 max. And like I said, that account is also managed by a robo-advisor. I have 3 months worth of expenses saved up in a high yield savings account. That's about $3,000 to $4,000 for me at a 3.6% interest rate, and I just have that just in case anything were to happen. I'd be able to pay my rent and my bills and everything like that. And so the rest of the money I have is going to be locked up in an 11-month CD at a 5% interest rate, and I'll be able to get that. That's like 8 months from now. I'll see that money, and it's growing, like I said, automatically at 5%. So if this year happens to be a bad year on the stock market and I only make like 2% off my money, I know I have a guaranteed 5% off of the money I have invested in my CD. And so the main part of this video that I want to go over is, if you're hearing all these numbers and all these accounts and all these things and it's just overwhelming and it doesn't make sense to you, that's totally fine. You don't have to do everything right now. You don't have to invest all your money right now. Take your time, research, do what you need to do, and invest what you can. It's definitely important to start. So, you know, maybe it's $50 for you a month, maybe it's $500 for you, maybe it's 2,000. You know, wherever you're at, meet yourself and just start doing it. Start investing in yourself and in your future, because it is important, especially in this economy, in the world we live in, and how things are changing in our country, that we have to start taking care of ourselves and investing in ourselves. So make sure you start and just do what you can. Something is better than nothing. And honestly, it's more important for you to build the habit now than to push it off and wait and never build the habit and be stuck. Personally, what I was doing at the beginning when I wrote this script, I had 2 jobs. I recently quit just because it was too much and I wanted to start focusing on my YouTube channel. But the little extra money I got from my job, I'd use it to go out, and I was allowed to put more money from my check into my investment accounts. So that's something you could do if you really want to start heavily investing. It's important to take time for yourself though, so don't, you know, I don't want you sacrificing too much, but that's up to you. So I know I have a lot of young people on my channel, especially a lot of young black girls, black and brown girls, whatever. And I really want to know that we are educated on building our financial freedom, building our financial plans and goals, so that we don't have to work until the end of time, until we're done and we can't work no more, till we're dropping on the job and everything like that. No, we deserve to, you know, put in our couple of years, invest, and move on and do what we want with our lives. We deserve that too. And it's important that we educate each other and that we share information with each other and get each other to the next level, so that we can all be financially free at some point in time. And so I'm also a student. I also want to learn. I'm in the beginning stages of my investing journey, and I just need all the information I can get. If you have book recommendations, if you just want to talk money plans, money moves, you know, we can make plans to just talk and figure out what's going on and how we can be the best versions of ourselves, and, you know, make plans for the future, give each other ideas, all that sort of stuff. I'm down for books, collabs, ideas, anything. I just want to learn more and begin to invest more in myself, and I hope you want to do the same. With all that being said, I do want to let y'all know I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not professional in this area. This is just what I do for myself, just to make sure I am set and doing what I can do. So I'm not a professional. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. And with that being said, my name is Victoria Marie. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.